Rupen Rajguru, Head Equity Investments and Strategy at Julius Baer Johnson on the show as well. Rupen, been a while. Good having you. Thanks for taking the time out. How are you guys thinking of what to do in a market like India after the big development in the US yesterday?
Okay, hi, afternoon, Neeraj. Pleasure to be on your show.
Thank you.
From an Indian market standpoint, uh, uh, in fact, everybody has been expecting some bit of correction because while till beginning of October there was a one-way up rally which we had seen in the market, and I think this is a good pause. Coming to your point on the global development, if you look through, if you just cut across the noise and the enthusiasm which is currently there, there is no major significant impact on Indian markets per se. It can come through by way of flows because what has been the trade so far, where a Donald Trump trade, so to say, it has been going long on dollars and short on the treasuries, and also long on US equities, and that is what actually yesterday we saw the pinnacle of that, wherein the indices were up 3% and the Russell was up almost 5%. So that is one. But to some extent, there can be impact on the flows of emerging market. But if you see India this year hardly has got any flows. YTD we are negative after the huge sell-off in the month of October. So Indian market will move probably on its own fundamentals, and we will look through. We had seen a phenomenal run up. The key concern or for Indian market has been elevated valuation and high growth expectations. So now we are seeing the quarterly earnings not being up to the mark and some bit of readjustment happening there. So I think the correction which we are seeing in the Indian market, I think it's a very good and healthy correction. And I would say it's more now going ahead. It will be business as usual. We look through the earnings and then that will determine the movement in the stock market.
Rupen, hi, this is Tamanna here, and so glad to have you on the show. You started by saying that the turnaround in India was expected, obviously as a reaction to the one-way movement up. In the context of the Trump win and a spectacular win that we've seen in the US, what is the impact, say, for Indian equity?
So, Tamanna, hi, good afternoon. As I mentioned, from an Indian equity standpoint, the direct impact would come through by way of strong dollar. We have already seen the dollar index up almost 5% in last 1 month, which is in anticipation of Trump's win. And so that will potentially can have an impact on the flows. So that ideally 5 years, 6 years back, when foreign flows were determining the movement in the Indian market, this would have been a really big thing. But here currently, the impact from a flows is minimal. Sector-wise, there might be some impact. While yesterday IT sector rejoiced basis the expectation that the US corporates are going to do well and there will be uptick in the discretionary spending. But on the other hand, we have to wait and see what kind of immigration policy Mr. Trump announces, and that can also have an impact directly on the cost side from an IT company perspective. But other than that, there is no major, in a way, Trump, who's known to be, tariff king, as he himself calls. So what kind of behavior he will have towards China, whether in his earlier speech, he had mentioned 60% not tariffs towards China and blanket 10 to 20% tariff across all countries. So that will lead to trade disruption. But at a margin, China's loss can be India's gain. So to put it simply, no major direct impact apart from the flows, which I said the domestic flows are more than enough right now to absorb all the FPI pressure.
All right, thank you so much, Rupen. Always great to have you on, and I look forward to more conversations with you here at NDTV Profit.